This is your boy Jim Austin, and I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm trying to do the right thing and wear this mask. But I'm going to go ahead and take it off right now because I just want y'all to know I do own one for sure. So we're here. I'm Jim Austin. I am the host of the Austin File, which is on Jim Austin Online. It's a podcast that we started about 3 months ago. And the podcast covers commercial real estate, what's going on in North Texas, and then I interview people that I think are interesting. We're here in the north side in the stockyards at 21st and Main. I encourage you to stop by. If you're interested in having your own podcast, let us know. I got my main man, Core Blue Production, and then I got my new right-hand guy, Dexter Hickman, who's doing sales and marketing for the company. So we're going to jump right into it. My podcast is weekly. Every Tuesday and Thursday we jump into it, and I understand my team's going to have me doing live podcasts. So we're just expanding it. But today I have a new friend, and Jim Austin has a lot of friends, but we just met probably 20 minutes ago. Caroline Motley. How you doing, Caroline?
I'm doing great, Jim. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's good to be here, and thank you for accepting my offer to come on my podcast.
Of course.
Yeah, so we're just having a general conversation as we just met around the coffee table and getting to know each other. So right now I understand you're a recent graduate?
I am a recent graduate of Baylor University. Just got my master's in sport management.
Okay. Yeah, and you went to both degrees at Baylor?
I did. I did my undergrad there. I started in 2014, did 4 years there, and I got a health and kinesiology degree. And then stayed and became a graduate assistant at their recreation department.
Okay.
And then that helped pay for my master's that I got in sport management.
Okay, and you looking for a job?
Oh, yeah. I'm looking for a job.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about your experience at Baylor. And where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Belton, Texas, the Temple Belton area.
Okay.
Between Waco and Austin on 35.
On 35. Yeah, 35 is the main thoroughfare getting down to San Antonio, and you can go down San Antonio and cut a left and go over to Houston, and
Yep.
for sure. But I'm a transplant, originally from New Jersey and born in North Carolina, and got here as quick as I could. So
I'm glad to have you.
Yeah. Texas is where it's happening. I mean, all the craziness that's going on in the world, and you being a most recent graduate, just May.
Yes, sir.
What would be your perfect job?
My perfect job would be to work with people. I love interacting with people on a daily basis. I love helping people. I want to have a job with a purpose. And I really enjoy just being in an atmosphere that's energetic, leading others. I would love to work in sports. I'd love to interact with athletes on a day-to-day basis. I love events. At Baylor, I got to put on and lead a lot of camps, so I worked with a lot of high school athletes during my time there, and I really enjoyed it. So definitely something fast-paced, something that's changing a lot, something that's very versatile for sure.
Have you put your resume in, Dallas-Fort Worth has all these big sports teams that are here within the area?
For sure. I've definitely put the feelers out there, talked to a lot of people. In sports, it's a lot about who you know. So talked to all the people that I know. Obviously, right now, during COVID, they're doing a lot more laying off than they're doing hiring.
Sure.
So it's a hard time to be a recent graduate, but I have a really great support system that my family really wants me to get a job that I love and not just get a job as quickly as possible. They see my potential, so I definitely would love to work for any professional athletic program out there, but just to also find a job that I love, it can make a difference.
Well, that's good, that family support
For sure.
and having that, and let you spread your wings and try to find that perfect job. So we also understand you just recently got married.
I did. I
Okay.
did get married recently.
Yeah, talk about that a little bit, that dating process,
Of course. My husband and I, he is an engineer in Fort Worth.
If you want to take your mask off,
Yeah, I
you
might
can
do that. Thank you.
So at least someone can see what you
For
look
sure.
like,
Yes,
so.
he is an engineer, and I met him at Baylor during my junior year, and we actually met on the basketball court, so that's super fun. It's something that we both love.
Uh-huh.
He worked with the Baylor women's basketball team on their practice squad, so the year that they won the national championship, he was one of the guys that all the girls were beating up on to get ready for that game. So he's an awesome person, and we dated for about 2 years.
Okay.
And then got engaged and decided to get married in April. And this is pre knowing about the pandemic or anything that was going on.
Yes, ma'am.
Planned a wonderful 250-person wedding. Got a call the month before, this is not going to happen. So we had options to push it back, but we got a lease here in Fort Worth, and we're really excited about starting life together. So we decided to have a small 10-person ceremony in my backyard and smush all the decor and all the fun and stream it on Facebook and have a little COVID wedding.
Well, with your degree and what I've had to do, I've had to pivot. Okay.
Exactly.
And at this time of the COVID, if you're not pivoting, you're not going to be on top of your game. So I own a event center, and I started a museum downstairs, and real estate. So real estate has continued to go on. People are buying and building, so I'm good there.
Of course.
My nickname is the Fresh Prince of Commercial Real Estate.
Looky there. I love it. Both my parents are in real estate. They're real estate agents.
Okay.
And broker. Yeah, and residential.
And residential? I'm commercial.
Nice, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so tell your parents I want to meet them.
Okay,
so
sounds
we can
good.
do some referrals.
Mom, Dad, they want to meet me.
Yes. So I'm sure they'll see this podcast. And then, what real estate has done with Texas, everybody's moving to Texas. So I always brag on what we got going on here.
Of course.
Because, sorry for the fires and all the bad weather, but yeah, it's great to live here in Texas.
For sure.
So maybe you might pivot, right
Exactly.
now, because just my advice to you, having that support from your family,
For sure.
is to create something that you like and enjoy and make it yours.
Exactly.
Hang your shingle out, because you got a hard-working husband
I do.
that loves you to death.
Oh, for sure.
Your parents, So maybe think about that.
Exactly.
Because, that might be the possibility of taking your degree to the next level.
Exactly.
That's free advice.
I love it. I love a good therapy session, not knowing I was going to get one. I really appreciate it.
See what we talk about? We talk about to interesting people that are smart, hardworking, and committed to life.
I love it.
And all. So this is good. This is good. And Caroline, I told you when you said, as soon as I walked out of my office, you said, hi. Hi. I said, I'm Caroline. I said, hi, I'm Jim. So one of the.
Here we are, 30 minutes later.
Right. Doing a podcast.
Exactly.
Talking about something that might help someone else in the listening world. For sure. But yeah, I was telling you that Jerry Jones's daughter, his only daughter, is Caroline. So I always,
name.
yeah, it is. And was born in North Carolina.
I love it.
Yeah.
I just drove through North Carolina.
You did, isn't it a beautiful state?
It's beautiful. I've never been there before. Went to Nashville and drove through the Smokies all the way down
Yes.
to Georgia. On our honeymoon, we did Hilton Head, South Carolina. So we did a whole loop of the Southeast. It was gorgeous.
Well, I was born in Wilmington, North Carolina, and a lot of my family had property on the coastline. There's some Topsail Island. So I spent a lot of time down there as a
Wow.
kid. But my son, I have 5 kids, and all of them real proud of them. They got their college degrees,
That's
and
great.
they only call Dad to say happy birthday.
Oh,
and
man.
and it's not Dad, is what I need.
Uh-huh.
So they're doing no thing. But my son, was down in Hilton Head about, about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Him and a buddy, they
Uh-huh.
just flew into Miami and did the Hilton Head thing and said, Dad, I like this.
Yeah.
I want to get me a place down there.
Oh.
Isn't that place gorgeous?
It is gorgeous. I had gone down there 2 years prior because I was asked to nanny 4 boys under the age of 8. And let me tell you, that's the best birth control possible, is 4 boys under the age of 8. But I was there for 10 days, and it was still a place that I wanted to go back to. Even though I had the memory of those 4 boys, that place just trumped it all. It was beautiful. The trees, I mean, it's gorgeous.
You can maybe be a consultant and with this pandemic on how to plan a 250 wedding to a 20-person wedding.
I know it. There's so many COVID brides that need it.
Yeah. I mean, people are just coming up with all kinds of businesses with your degree. Why don't we turn that sound off, Yeah, just answer. Yeah. Okay, I'll go ahead. That's the wifey. So silent on. Okay. So just coming up with something because I've got a friend in Rotary, and I would love to invite you to Rotary sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, we were the 3rd largest in the world, and what happens in Fort Worth, it comes through Rotary. So we just started having meetings inside, so I got your information.
Of course.
But the president, he just started a service of how to manage Zoom meetings.
Okay.
Okay?
Incredible.
Yeah. So things that people are needing right now, just think of something, come up with it. So if you were to talk to my audience and just talk about the experience of being in college during the COVID and how that's affected your friends and your life, what would you, just what advice, would you share with us?
Yes. I actually have 2 younger siblings right now that are in college. One just graduated high school and is a freshman now and living in Waco. And then I also have a brother who's a senior at Baylor. So I have family members that are in that.
You like
right
Baylor?
now. Oh, yeah, my dad went to Baylor. My mom went to Baylor. My dad played football at Baylor. Like, we are Baylor Bears. So yes.
And my daughter graduated from Baylor
so
too.
You're part of the family too.
Yes.
Yes. But what I would say is that it's so important to stay connected to people. Just because if you have to quarantine or maybe you don't have the same opportunities that you did the year before at your university, still trying to stay plugged in. A lot of universities are doing the best thing that they can just to try to get everyone engaged, to have things that are virtual. And a lot of times we think that virtual means optional, when really virtual can be the best thing for us because that means we're interacting with other people, and that face-to-face interaction is really important. So I would definitely say that continuing to try to have as much face-to-face interaction, whether it's on the computer or 6 feet apart, is super crucial in college because I believe that the people make your experience in college for sure.
Oh, that, when I go back and I evaluate the top 5 things in my life, and one of them was deciding to go to Howard University in Washington, D.C.,
Wow.
and then pledging Kappa Alpha Psi,
There you go.
and I'm a businessman. I'm
Yeah.
a serial businessman. I get up every day excited about going to work. So I never work a day of my life. Yeah. So entrepreneurship is that pivot that we talked a little bit about, so there might be something that connects you, being a nanny, starting a nanny business,
Who knows?
Well, you got the personality.
Exactly.
And I'm
Thank
sure
you.
anybody who goes to Hilton and watches 4 boys
Oh, I know.
definitely got some credentials of referring.
Thank you.
But yeah, it's just good to talk to a recent college graduate. My purpose of my podcast is just to share information and might find something that connects, and maybe my stuff might blow up and I start getting people from all over the world listening to me. One of my neighbors, her name is Barbara Terry. She has 400 authors, and we have kind of become good friends. And she said the other day, I asked her if I could interview her on my podcast. She said, sure. She said, would you like to interview my authors? And these are people all over the world that have written books. So she sent me 20 of them. So that will help my capacity of growing. So I want you to take this podcast and blow it out to all of your family and friends.
Sounds
and say,
good.
In the stockyards, it's all about Mr. Jim Austin.
All right, yes, sir.
So, we're just having fun out here. And I wish you all the luck in finding that job that you want that will keep you happy, continuously happy, because it's obvious you're very happy.
Thank you.
And congratulations on finding that guy.
Thank you.
That makes you smile.
Yes.
Because anytime I ask you about him, this big smile comes on your face. What is his name?
His name is Marcus.
Marcus?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you give my audience your email, and if you want to give me your contact about if there might be something that Caroline might be able to do for your company,
Of course.
that she's looking for a job, but she wants to be around a environment that's positive and challenging and gives her something that she can look forward to going to work.
Yes, of course. My email is Caroline, Caroline .motley, Motley, @gmail.com. So caroline.e.motley@gmail.com. And my phone number is 254-913-4862.
That's all of it, listening audience. Let's help Caroline continue moving forward with finding that job that brings enjoyment to her life. And then if there's something that she might want to do in pivoting and starting her own company, or doing something like that. But it's always good, because you're going to knock on so many doors, and that's how I met you. You came up here and knocked on the door to interview with Lonnie over there, and I said, hey, would you like to talk to the people about how it is to be a graduate looking for a job?
Of course, and I'll always talk to the people.
Yes, yeah.
I love the people.
Yeah. So help Caroline get a job, and and reach out to her if you know there's something that she might enjoy doing. Because if she did go to Hilton Head and watch 4 little boys, then maybe healthcare. We do have an unbelievable child care facility that's for sale, and I'm gonna do a shout out to Simon, and it's in Kennedale, and they do ninja cheerleading.
Oh.
They do child care after school, and they do something else, but it's right in Kennedale, and they're trying to sell it. So if you're interested in taking a look at it,
So
because
cool.
that touches that athletic part,
Exactly, for sure.
And they got 50 kids, and we put 2 more restrooms in. They get 90,
That's good.
but they making money. So
Good,
an SBA
good.
is a good lick. But
For sure.
it is such a pleasure to talk to you.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it. This was great.
Yeah. Well, you have a spirit that is contagious,
Thank you.
and you're gonna find that job that you want. You found that man that that guy.
I did.
Yeah. So congratulations to him, Mr. Motley.
Mr. Motley.
Mr. Motley, lucky man, So Caroline, it's been a pleasure talking
Thank
with you on Jim Austin Online. This is the Austin File. So thank you very much.